What's up, YouTube? This is Elder Stacy Zanders coming to you with another video. But before we get to the video, I would just like to say subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. Leave your comments for the video. I love to have the discussion with you guys. But this is going to be a reaction video on a black female city manager that the city council in the city in North Carolina, when she was hired as city manager. And you know, a city manager, you run, you are over the entire city, the fire, the police department, etc. But she was 3 months on the job before the city council came in and revoked her contract because the entire police force resigned, said that she created an environment hostile for them to work in. And around the nation, they're finding it in order to cope with racism and discrimination. Police, you have an issue in the United States of America where there's a lot of police officers that are killing unarmed black men primarily in the nation. And I did have a friend who we worked together, and he was in a Ku Klux Klan, and he told me that one of their agendas was to get Klan members into the police force so that they will have a justification to kill black people. And if that don't sound crazy in and of itself, which means that there should be a lot of different type of variations in testing police officers when they join the force, like looking at their affiliations, organizational affiliations and things of that nature need to become more stringent so that you don't have these type of individuals on the force. But to get together and as a collective body of white police officers and say one of the tactics that they use in order to get this person fired is to quit, walk off the job from the top of the department on down, all of the police officers quit. Now, if it was me, I would have simply just rehired the whole department because it should not have been tolerated by city council. But there are certain ways where people can be pressured into doing what you wanted. And I'm just that type of person. You know, you walked off the job and quit. It'd have been hasta la vista, baby. Goodbye and good riddance. And we'd have just replaced the entire police department. But instead, they in turn gave in to their situation and fired the city manager. But let's just get into the video. And we'll react to it.
She was let go because of racism. Denise Bennett and her sister Annette are homegrown, born and raised Kinley natives. Bennett attending the council meeting last night, wherein a 3-2 vote town manager Justine Jones' contract was terminated. They're not surprised. As much as it's a wonderful, feel-good, people like each other, friendly, Kinley, there is and there has been that history of racism. In fact, Annette was one of the first African Americans to integrate the school system here. From the walk home from Kinley Elementary to our home, people walking behind us, you know, calling us names and so forth. Census data showing there are nearly 1,500 people that call this town home, with white residents making up the majority, followed by blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and American Indians. Kinley resident Nancy Kate says there's no race problem here.
I don't like the fact they say that because I can call anyone, any color.
Kate's telling me Kinley officers resigned because Jones was hired, creating a toxic work environment. But an investigation found that was not true.
I'm glad she's gone. She should have been hired to start with.
And now it's
Well, I want to pause right there because that individual that's the problem. That's part of the problem. And we're going to see later on the video how they say that this woman was utterly qualified. That's why the city council hired her. She beat out a lot of other applicants for the job, male, female, white, black. She was the best person for the job. But here you have the black residents of this small town say that there is a systemic problem and a history of racism in the town. And then you have this one white woman said there is no problem with race in the town, but her only reason for her being fired is that she shouldn't have been there anyway. See, and people don't understand body language, tone, it speaks volumes. And that lady, through that, if you understand the psychology, if you study psychology and sociology, things of that nature, and then some of your experiences, it tells you what the real problem is. They walked off the job because a woman was hired. But let's get back more into this video.
The waiting game on what happens next in this small town located east of the Triangle. These sisters with a message for town manager Justine Jones. She made a difference. She gave us hope for a little while. Do not internalize this. This had absolutely nothing to do with you, your competence, your performance. You were never given a chance to do your job.
And we'll end that video right there. This is why I speak so much. If we're going to change, we're going to have to confront, we're going to have to speak, and we're going to have to deal with the elephant in the room. Any home, any city, any county, any state, any nation, if you're going to dispel racism, dispel discrimination, dispel the hypocrisies that we live with from day to day, we have to confront them head on, and we have to speak this truth to the power bases or the systems. And then for some, we have to deal with it. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep singing, "We shall overcome." We have to deal with it from a certain perspective, but try to get people on the other side to understand that this is an issue. It is a problem. It is systemic. It's built in the framework, and the infrastructure is prevalent in the foundation and in the core of the nation in which we live in, and it must be rooted out generation after generation after generation. And they're fighting to hold on to it, and we have to keep making people aware of what's going on if we're going to have any chance of rooting and digging this thing out. These are the battles. These are the social battles that we have to engage in to make people aware of. It don't have to end in civil war. Don't have to end in a lot of name calling. But when you are dealing in any type of relationship, and this is societal relationships of us living and dealing with one another, we have to confront these issues. These are hard facts. These are hard truths, and you cannot get help until you first admit that you have a problem. And once you admit that there's a problem, and let's see what we can do to work together to start bringing about a solution to the problem. The problem is not name calling, fighting, arguing, screaming this, or white privilege this, or Black Lives Matters that. But on both sides of the table need to say that there is an issue and a problem, and we are in this world together. We have to live together. Listen, we're not going anywhere. Black people ain't going nowhere. White folks ain't going nowhere. Hispanics are not going anywhere. Asians are not going. We're not going anywhere. We have to live on this small planet together. So why not start with focusing on the power of unity and the power of love, but at all times speak truth to every system that is in opposition to people's real freedom to live. The color or the hue of your skin has nothing to do with the content of your character or the power of your imagination. It has nothing to do with nothing. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Till the next time, God bless.